David, and it is indeed a very good afternoon. I'm just waiting for my streaming to start, and it doesn't seem to want to start. There it goes. Good afternoon to everybody on streaming. As I was saying, it's a very nice afternoon. It was 20% cloud cover when I walked in here, and now I think it's down to about 10% cloud cover. About 10 knots from the west-southwest. It's been dribbling between southwest and west all day. 1012 steady on the bar and 19 degrees. So a very pleasant evening here. Unfortunately, we have had a bit of a relapse in health again. This damn COVID is nothing to be taken lightly. Sadly, tonight I don't seem to have my external antenna working. So unless I can hear boats on my one at home here, and it's very, very noisy here, I am going to struggle. But I have got your AIS positions, and they are all quite recent. So that is good. And hopefully you can hear me. I'll pass the microphone to David if he gives me the signal, but otherwise I will just try and hear you. So first of all, I'm going to go to Tamariki, Gulf Harbour Radio. Well, I'm struggling to hear nothing on Tamariki. They have passed the famous 30-degree south mark. They are now at 31 degrees 34 south, 179 degrees 22 east, and steering on a course of 172, 5.5 knots. I shouldn't say steering on a course of 172. Their course is 172 degrees true. And I will just try again to see if I can hear anything on the home antenna. Tamariki, Gulf Harbour. Yeah, I think Peter is there. Sorry about this, Peter. I've been trying for quite some time to work out what's happened with the antenna. Excuse me, I'm just going to pass the microphone to David. I forgot to bring my water in.
Yeah, well, neither one of us are doing very good tonight, but Trish is now going to try to get hydrated somehow. Probably a beer would be better, maybe scotch, I don't know. But anyway, if Tamariki could hear us, I'm looking at basically 30 on the dateline, and I'm looking at tomorrow at about lunchtime for that area. I know you'll be past that, but the winds are looking to me to be more or less out of the southwest, which I'm sure is what you've been expecting. They're going to be in the neighborhood of very light air, frankly, very light air, maybe 10 knots. Taking a look at Tuesday, the isobars are doing some very unusual shapes. I guess is the best thing to say. The center of the high is pretty much over Norfolk Island. However, the next set of isobars are quite elongated, and they go all the way from nearly Australia all the way east to about 165 west. So in between each of those isobars, one to the north, one to the south, the spread is wide, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And there's just not much wind. You're looking at 5 to 10 knots if you're lucky. The winds don't pick up through Tuesday until you get down to 33, maybe 34 south. Then the winds pick up considerably out of the west, which is a very good direction. So anyway, for the foreseeable future, meaning the next couple of days, if you're between, let's just say 25 south and maybe 27 south, not much wind. So let's see if the chief is squared away here.
Nope. No, unfortunately, I've been trying for about 10 minutes now and just can't seem to get this antenna working from up north. It all looks well, but there is just nothing coming through. So sorry about that, Peter. Hopefully you got all of that information. Arca has a bit of a stronger signal. I'm just going to see if I can hear you on my home antenna. Arca, Gulf Harbour. No, nothing heard, and there is a continued major solar
Flares.
Well, it's not flares actually, it's a solar wind, which is really playing havoc with communications. I'll go to Y2K. Again, they won't hear me probably. They are at 13 degrees south, heading north, 17959 west, doing 6.5 knots on a course of 012 true. So I won't prolong the agony here. It looks as if they have got wind up there, so that will cheer them up somewhat. Rubicon, you might be able to copy me, but I'm going to give your position 2000 south, 17616 east, coming from Fiji, on a course of 203 true at 6.4 knots. Rubicon, Gulf Harbour. Well, I do have you coming through. Can you give me what your wind is? The strength and direction of the wind. Over. I got south at 6 knots. South 6, is that correct, Elizabeth? Over. No, unfortunately, I'm not getting anything. David is just looking at your position, 20 south and 176 east. And again, the courses, they're going fairly well on a course of 203, give or take. I will pass the microphone. Hopefully this will be fixed by tomorrow night.
Hold on 1 second. Just 1 second here. 20 and 176.
Yeah. And unfortunately, I can't get hold of Nigel, who runs the WinLink station up there at Kyo, ZL2 and ZL1 SEA, and he has this wonderful antenna for me up there. But for some reason, the internet is not enabling me to get through to it. Here's David.
Alrighty, looking at tomorrow. Between lunch and an early dinner, if you will. Anyway, southeast winds 15 to 20, 15 to 20. I moved you south just a degree or so toward New Zealand. That high is really large. At the center of it by tomorrow at that time is going to be in between New Zealand and Norfolk Island. I think I said earlier that it was today that the center, a very small center, was over Norfolk. But anyway, by tomorrow at, again, say about 4 in the afternoon, that center has sort of disappeared, and now it's just a large center. And I would say central pressure is 1016 millibar, 1016. There's just no wind down there. So anyway, Rubicon, where you are, you're going to have wind for the next couple of days, at least until you get down to about 25. And then at that point, it may unfortunately lighten up for you too. But actually looking at Thursday of next week, it does change from what I can see. I'm checking out. I've got about 4 or 5 models I'm looking at. So getting you down to maybe 28, roughly 28 south, and we'll call it rumline between Fiji and New Zealand. Winds look like easterly, which is very nice from what I could see. So hang on here a minute. Yeah, looking at 28 south and looking at Thursday right at lunchtime. Right at lunchtime, you've got about maybe 10 to 15 knots, 10 to 15 knots out of the east. So that's not bad considering what's been going on this last week and this early part of this coming week. So not much to say other than I'll tell you what, it's a lot better than some very, very strong depressions that we've had earlier in the month. So at least things from that standpoint are looking much, much better. Just very slow going. But you probably don't mind. In fact, looking at the speed at which you decided to leave Fiji, I don't think speed is really part of your agenda on this trip. So I'm laughing at that. Actually, we're both bloody sick. Anyway, here's the chief.
Okay, well, I'm sorry about that. I've tried and tried and tried to get this antenna to work, but nothing is happening tonight. So we'll just have to go with what I'm seeing on the AIS. Shandon is the other boat that left today to go to New Zealand from New Caledonia, and they're on a course of 187 and the speed of 7.9. Lots of healthy southeast wind coming from them. By the look of it, they'll definitely be going to don't worry, David, because their radio is not working. They'll definitely be going to the west of Norfolk to get back to New Zealand. So I'm sorry, everybody, but this is the best we can do. Hopefully all of you out there have checked your personal locator beacons and find that they are not accidentally on, as somebody had experienced last night. And that you are all making progress. At least those that are nearing New Zealand are certainly nearing New Zealand, so that's good. And Y2K looks as if he's got some wind. I'll give Sperari a call to see where they are. I haven't actually got to them on the AIS yet. Sperari, Gulf Harbour Radio. I've got very light copy. First of all, is all well on board? Is all well on board? Over. Okay, hopefully Sergio has finished talking. I do have his position from 5 minutes ago. They have left Christmas Island and they are now 2 degrees, 5-8 minutes north and east of their position. They are now at west 15650 and it says that there is a course of 0190. I think David was hoping for more east or even south of east, and of course on a speed of 3.8. There's certainly not much wind up there, and what there is sort of on the nose. The course is 019 according to the AIS. So that's the situation for Sperari. I'm sorry, Sergio, you would be definitely able to be read on my Kaio antenna, but there's just too much noise around the antenna here, the vertical antenna that I have on the roof. So I'll just write that down, 3.8 on a course of 1019, true, and north 0258, actually almost 59, and west 15650. So, yeah, not much help to you tonight here. I'll pass the microphone. Do you have anything to add to that, David? at this stage? No, he doesn't really. So there you go. Sorry, folks, but that's as much as I can do for everybody tonight. We will go back to trying to work out why everything looks as if it's working, but it's not. One of those very frustrating problems that you get with radio from time to time. Anyway, I will give it one more chance here, and we'll just see what happens. But I don't think that we're going to be on air tonight on the Kaio antenna. So, and I'm just chatting here, and I will, in fact, I get this damned little squeak, and that's all I get. And it comes up with some strange things on my screen, but nothing else. Nope, sorry, that was the last time I'm trying. Have a good night, everybody. You can hear the frustration in my voice, I'm sure. Cheers all. Yeah, oh, it's a bloody pain in the neck, isn't it? He, I think he's left it on something, because when I came to turn it was on the a 40 meg frequency, and he's obviously gone out because he's not responding to yeah.
Who are we talking about? Sparring?
No, Nigel.
Oh, Nigel. Yeah.